more than 2,000 families have been displaced in the Eastern Cape due to flooding as a result of heavy rains over the weekend. In Nelson Mandela Bay, 7 people lost their lives, including a 3-year-old, while over 1,000 had to be evacuated. There were also fears of a dam burst in the Kariega area. Let's cross over to our SABC reporter now, Ntombozuko Balintulo, I beg your pardon. Ntombozuko, talk to us about the situation at the moment.
Morning, Leanne. We are in the Eastern Cape in Kariega. The skies are a bit clear at the moment, but we know that we are expecting some rain around about 12. But I am at the jog, and I'll be speaking to Commissioner Andrew. He is the Acting Executive Director for Safety and Security, who is just going to tell us what's happening around in terms of the infrastructure, as we know that some parts of the road, I think coming across to N2, have been closed, and we're quickly going to find out what's happening and also how much damage this flooding has caused in some parts of Kariega, and also the people that have been displaced. How long is it going to take for them to be there? Because we know that the dam called Lapland, a lot of people have been displaced. I think in Kariega specifically, it's more than 2,000 people. And joining me now is Commissioner Andrew. Thank you very much for taking time and speaking to us this morning. Commissioner, first, let's start with closing of the N2, right? We know that we've been receiving a lot of videos. People are just worried if they're going to be able to get to work this morning.
Yeah, good morning and thank you. Yes, the N2 is closed overnight. We've had disruptive sea conditions, and that has pushed rocks and stones onto the N2. So we dispatched Metro Police as well as traffic services to cordon off. So people will be putting on a detour, but they will still be able to get to their destination safely, while we are clearing the roadway.
Also, Commissioner, now we know that there's so much damage when it comes to the infrastructure in Kariega. Do you know how much damage it has that it's probably going to cost in terms of fixing and just making things that are going back to where they are?
Yeah, well, at this stage, this morning we actually received the estimate only from our electricity and energy department. And that estimate is already running over 10 million rand. And that is only the infrastructure restored from the 1st of June already. So we're still expecting that totals to increase, as well as when we look at our waterworks replacement, the flooding damages to roads and other infrastructure, and also the houses. So there's going to be an escalation in that costing, yes.
Also, with the state of Kariega, is the municipality going to maybe just to confirm that that place is just a natural disaster?
Okay, what we are busy with at the moment, remember the disaster not only impacted Kariega, it actually impacted all areas of Kariega. So all 60 wards is really impacted. And what we've already started to do is we started an application process for a classification of the category of disaster. So we're looking at getting a local disaster classification, and that is already in progress. And that is also dependent on the amount of damage that we are actually experiencing. So we're still busy with the assessments, but at this stage we're waiting to see how the weather looks for the assessments to be completed, but we are on our way.
And with the people that have been displaced in the community hall in Kariega, what is the state? Are they going to be going back? Any chances? I also heard that some people refused to be taken to the community hall. What's the state with that?
Okay. Remember, Kariega is only one of the wards and areas that has been affected. There's been people evacuated right across the metro. And those people that are in temporary shelters at the moment, they are receiving relief, but we will not allow, or we can't allow them to go back if it's unsafe for them to go back. So while we're busy assessing their homes and the areas where they come from, it's important for us to make sure that they are safe when they need to go back. So how long that will be is still a matter of assessment. But it also depends on what happens later on today with the amount of rain that we're expecting. Because remember, we're still under a orange level 6 warning. So we're still expecting disruptive rain right through the day and into the early hours of the evening and maybe even tomorrow morning. And what will happen is that once that is settled and once we've determined their safety, then we'll put it to them that they can actually go back. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Commissioner. That is the Commissioner just briefing us exactly what's happening in terms of the current state of Kariega. In terms of the infrastructure, he says this morning they just received close to about 10 million rand. That will cost in terms of just energy, just to make sure things go back in order. And he's also mentioning that, with the state of people that have been placed at the community hall in Kariega, he doesn't know when they will be going back to their homes, but for safety reasons, they'll be making sure that they stay there. And also because we know the Lapland Dam was actually overflowing, and that's what we are currently standing at right now.